Hi everyone, welcome to episode 14 of Cheltenham Chat. And in today's episode we've got to talk about quite a few Seven Barrows inmates who've enhanced their claims for Cheltenham. We'll talk about all the racing during the week, over the weekend, and then three horses who I've looked at backing for the festival. I haven't put them up as bets, but I am getting stopped in the street by a lot of the caddies, a lot of the boys who watch the videos now, and they're asking me what I fancy because I'm not putting many bets up at the moment, and I will put them up at the end of the video. So getting on with last week's racing, and I thought Walking on Air made a great introduction to hurdling, winning at Newbury. It was a really good win. Nicky Henderson's already said that this horse will go up to the Ballymore distance. It's not surprising with John Bond and Constitution Hill in the yard. The horse was really impressive on its debut. You have to see it in a stronger race, but with the Ballymore looking very, very open, Walking on Air has definitely put his hat into the ring. On Saturday, John Bond came out for the same yard, and everyone was looking for a fabulous performance. Now, I don't know if you ever get them at Haydock. It's just a track where it's hard to look impressive, but he gave way and a beating to Might Eye and some other good horses. The form's probably been underestimated a little bit. He did look a little bit laboured in the race. I think it's a better run than it actually looks because, like I say, it doesn't always look good at Haydock. But his time wasn't brilliant. He was 5 seconds slower than Tommy's Oscar, so you have to ask a few questions of the form. But it was a very good win, and the horse will go to Cheltenham, and I'm sure he'll still go to the Supreme. I think both Henderson horses will still go to the Supreme, especially now they have Walking on Air for the Ballymore. Tommy's Oscar is out of a small yard. Anne Hamilton only has a few horses. It would be amazing for this yard to send out a horse who was placed in a champion hurdle. There's every chance he could do it. He's a really good horse. He's improving a lot. I don't think he's capable of winning against the likes of Honeysuckle, especially giving her £7. But I'd love to see him run a good race and maybe run into third or fourth in a champion hurdle. There's nowhere else for him to go, and hopefully he'll run well at the festival. This was a good win. The opposition was poor. Royal Pagaille won under a big weight and really had to pull out all the stops to beat Sam Brown. The problem for Royal Pagaille is he has to go for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, and he needs really soft ground. He may not get that by the Friday of the festival, but if it did come up really soft, he'd have a really good chance. Two horses quickly to mention at Navan. They're not going to contend for Cheltenham, but they enhanced the form of Bride's Hill. That was Palace Rock, who was second, looking like he was going to win the handicap and just been run out of it. But I think he did enhance the form of Bride's Hill. Now, if I knew she was going to the Mayor's Novice, I'd certainly be thinking about backing her at 25-1. And also the form of Facile Vega was boosted greatly by Joyu Mashan winning the last at Navan yesterday. In the Mayor's Hurdle at Ascot, Molly Ollie's Wishes just held on. As good a win as it was, I don't see her troubling the top notchers in the Mayor's Hurdle. Although she may run, I don't think she would win it. And then we got finally on to the big race of the week, and I think the big winner was National Hunt Racing in this clash between Shiskin and Energamine. Both horses ran their heart out. They both ran great races, and I'm already looking forward to them running against each other at Cheltenham again. Shiskin just edged out Energamine in this race. I don't think there'll be much between them at Cheltenham either. I think the betting is slightly skewed too far in favour of Shiskin, although if someone put a gun to my head, I'd just about favour Shiskin myself. I don't think there should be such a discrepancy in the betting, and I would seriously give Energamine a decent chance of reversing this form. They were so close. Energamine looked like he was going to win for 98% of this race, and I think it would only take one small thing going in Energamine's favour to actually reverse this form round, and I wouldn't be as convinced as other people that Shiskin would win again. I'm not saying he wouldn't win again, but I think the discrepancy in odds is a bit too great. So now I'm going to get on to Sunday's runners and a couple of horses who I'm looking at backing for the festival, but haven't put them up as bets as yet. Lingfield had a big meeting over the weekend, but I just felt like it was maybe second raters that were running at the meeting, and I didn't really see a whole lot that I felt would be contending for Cheltenham Festival honours. But I think we have to talk about the meeting at Thurles on today. Jerry Colombi was thought about as an Albert Bartlett hopeful. Now the betting in this race had gone crazy since Blazing Khal was ruled out, and it was thought that Jerry Colombi could really enhance his claims today. He won nicely, he just did enough, as Gordon Elliott said, he just does enough. It was a decent performance, it didn't blow me away, but he's won, he's kept his unbeaten record. I wasn't as impressed today with Jerry Colombi as I have been in his previous wins. I think he'd probably need to up his game a little bit to beat the horses who will run at the Dublin Racing Festival and the likes of Journey With Me and Ginto, etc. It depends what goes in this race. I'd just like to see the race at the Dublin Racing Festival before I made much more comment on the Albert Bartlett. The Mayor's Chase that was run on this card, there was a big gamble on Manila Melody out of the De Bromhead yard. And she's in yet another De Bromhead inmate who's come absolutely cantering into a race and then found nothing. And it's a bit of a reoccurring theme, and it's a very, very worrying reoccurring theme with only 6 weeks or 7 weeks to go to the festival. I'd like to see the De Bromhead horses start to really hit form. Ballyshan and Rose just edged out Jeremy's Flame in this race. I wouldn't think either would really trouble Concertista and Ellie May in the Mayor's Chase. Allaho won really nicely. I still would love to see Allaho go for the Gold Cup this season. I don't feel that winning Ryanair's is anywhere near the elite level of winning a Gold Cup. I realise they have a Plutard in De Bromhead's yard, but I wouldn't be adverse to going to the Gold Cup with Allaho. Yes, he sort of seemed to run out of stamina in the RSA 2 years ago, but he's a lot stronger now. He could perhaps go just slightly slower in a Gold Cup than he goes in the Ryanair, and I would love to see him go there. As for a Ryanair, he's the rightful favourite, and he's going to be very difficult to beat. His task today was made a lot easier by Fakir Dudiri making a terrible mistake at the first fence. Billoway was out to start his campaign to actually manage to win the Hunters Chase at the Cheltenham Festival, and yet again his jumping let him down. This horse just seems to make mistakes at the worst possible times, and he just doesn't seem to be able to get his jumping together. He'll still be the favourite for the Hunters Chase, and for me, I just couldn't back him this season again, seeing what I've seen from him for the past 2 seasons, and he just still seems to be making the same errors. Quickly on to 3 horses who I've thought of backing for the Cheltenham Festival. I haven't put them up as bets as yet. It's very difficult. I want to be selective. I want to be sure horses are going to get there. And so there are reasons why 2 of these aren't being put up, because I don't know they're fully fit, or I don't know their target for sure. And the third one would mean a second horse in the same race. So they are Appreciate It at 7-1 for the Champion Hurdle. I feel a fully fit Appreciate It would be a big rival for Honeysuckle, even giving her £7. I don't think she's unbeatable. The De Bromhead yard are in poor form, and I think 100% Appreciate It would give Honeysuckle a lot to think about, and at 7-1 I'd consider backing him to beat her. The second horse is a horse I absolutely loathe, and everyone knows why I loathe him, but I still see that there's a lot of value in his price, and that's Sir Gerhard at 9-1 with Coral and Ladbrokes for the Supreme. is a crazy price. It's based on the fact that everyone thinks he's going to the Ballymore because of Dysart Dynamo's win. And I just don't think that's absolutely definite. I feel he could actually still go for the Supreme. If he wins at the Dublin Racing Festival in emphatic fashion, he'd be a 5-2 shot. And Willie Mullins may run both horses. Now, I did feel Dysart Dynamo was a Supreme horse, and I don't see any logic in putting him out to 2 miles 5. I feel, like I said last week, that they've boxed themselves into a corner here with all these horses. None of them have run over 2 miles 5, and all of a sudden you're asking them to go out for a Ballymore after running over 2 miles for their full hurdling career. So I think the 9-1 for Sir Gerhard is very big with Corals and Ladbrokes, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went for the Supreme if he won well at the Dublin Racing Festival. The final horse is one that's racing against Tell Me Something Girl. Now, I feel if I put up Burning Victory at 10-1 as a bet, it would mean I would taking up over 18% of my bank just on the Mare's Hurdle. On the flip side of that, I feel I'd have a great position on the Mare's Hurdle where I would be 14-1 Tell Me Something Girl, 10-1 Burning Victory. I feel I'd be in a great position there with possibly the dangers coming from Heaven Help Us and Queen's Brook, but I would feel on the day that I'd probably be looking at Tell Me Something Girl going off as the 3-1 favourite, and probably I would think Burning Victory probably be about 6-1. So I'd be taking out a lot of the market if I did put a second bet up. If I put Burning Victory up at 10-1, that would be a £40 win, so I'd have £70 out of my £400 bank staked with a guaranteed win if either one of £440 or £450. So I have thought about that bet as well. I did think about this last year with Kilcrat and Sir Gerhard. Didn't feel it was fair to do it, although that would have also guaranteed me a profit because I felt one or the other was going to win, but then they were very short prices compared with the prices I have on Tell Me Something Girl and the price that Burning Victory is now. So that's the horses that I've thought about this week. It's probably been a great week for National Hunt Racing, seeing that Clarence House chase and how close it was and just the scenes at the end of the race. So that's all from me this week. I'll be back with episode 15 next week. There is a possibility that I could come back midweek with a bet. It's Cheltenham Trials week next week and then the Dublin Racing Festival week after. So lots to look forward to. Hope you have a great week. I'll be back to you episode 15 next week. Bye for now.